Collections are the beating heart of museums, libraries, and archives. They attract visitors, inspire stories, and create memorable moments.
Some artefacts which show the breadth of objects acquired include a steam-powered traction engine, a Joseph Rice of Derby self-portrait, and the archive of Professor Stephen Hawking and the contents of his office, including his library, prizes, and his wheelchairs. We asked the current chair and two people who have served as members of the panel to share some of their experiences.
I think the most enjoyable aspect of serving as chair is the debate amongst an incredibly interesting, well-informed and intelligent group of people who have the best interests of the country's heritage at heart and want to spread things widely around the country, backed up by an outstanding secretariat. So the meetings are enjoyable and they're productive. And the really exciting thing is when something comes up in front of us in a meeting and we discuss it, quite lengthy discussions, we consider the advice and we consider all sorts of different things. But if we make a decision, you can see that object end up in one of the museums or galleries very, very quickly. So it is an extraordinarily fulfilling thing to see things actually change in a very short space of time. I think the panel is very important because, and really it's unique in this country. I don't think other countries have a similar system because it's the body that decides on preeminence, condition, value, and to a large extent where an item actually ends up. And of course, the impact of allocating a work of art to a museum or gallery can be enormous. I mean, there's a thought that, it's actually the lifeblood of a museum or gallery is new acquisitions. So, for example, when we allocated two very interesting pictures by Lucian Freud, one from very early in his career, one from very late in his career to Abbott Hall in Kendal, it made an immense impact on a small but very powerful regional gallery. And when we allocated another example, a Van Dyck portrait of Olivia Porter to the Bose Museum, it was extraordinary. They picked it up, they had a launch of the acceptance, they made an exhibition around that picture. So these acquisitions can make a real difference to the profile, to the visitor numbers and the morale of these galleries around the country.
The insight into the very particular and in some cases the intimate provenance of the objects and the collections that we see. And I really enjoy the viewings that we have of, not all of, but some of the objects. And I've really enjoyed meeting and working with fellow panel members. There's always lively debate and very high quality discussion, and they're fun. It's like having a monthly art history lesson that I just love.
It's a win-win situation. It's incredible. You talk to people abroad about the system and they're in awe of it. It also helps museums acquire major contemporary works. I think it works very well around the UK. There was a real desire to get works into some of the smaller museums further afield. Great works went all around the UK, and there's no way that could have happened but for the acceptance in the new system. These are the best meetings I've ever been to.